So, a recent report from Daniel Richtman has revealed that Obi-Wan Kenobi Season 2 may be in development at Lucasfilm.
Hello there.
No further information has been given about when it may go into production or a planned release date for it. No comment was made about the storyline or the potential cast that'll be in it. And even with this rumor existing, there is no guarantee that even if it did make it into production, that it would even see the light of day. There's been plenty of projects Lucasfilm have greenlit, but we've still not seen anything about them. So with this news, I'd say take a grain of salt with it. But if they were to make an Obi-Wan Season 2, I think the main thing is actually having it be focused on Obi-Wan. A major complaint with the first season was that a lot of it did pivot over to Reva, and that's a common theme you'll see in a lot of Disney Plus Star Wars shows. They'll have a legacy character appear, like in the Book of Boba Fett. You expected that to be mostly about Boba Fett, but they took 2 to 3 episodes, I think it was, to focus on the Mandalorian. And then in the Mandalorian's own TV show, they took the spotlight away from him to focus on Bo-Katan instead. It seems to be one of Disney's favorite tactics to do, the bait and switch, where they market someone to be one way, but it turns out to be a completely different way. It all started back with Force Awakens, with Finn being marketed to be a Jedi when in fact it was Rey, and then Finn took a backseat for the rest of the movies that they made, and he didn't have any major role in them. The main thing they need to learn with Season 2 is to actually keep the focus on Obi-Wan Kenobi and his character arc throughout the season, and not get sidetracked with other characters. Like, you can have side characters in the TV show, but don't make them the main focus over Obi-Wan Kenobi. In terms of the actual storyline, it was originally going to be a trilogy of films, and the second one in the trilogy was going to focus on Obi-Wan coming to terms with his own morality and accepting the fact that he'd have to sacrifice himself for the greater good like he did in A New Hope. And it was about him accepting that he'd have a more passive role in bringing down the Empire, and how Qui-Gon Jinn helps him get over that and accept the role he has to play for the greater good. It could also show more of Anakin's fall into Darth Vader, but I don't know how much there is left to tell in that story, because really Darth Vader's story is tightly knit and done with the prequel trilogy and the original trilogy. The only thing I could think of that I would like to see in the Season 2 would be more Clone Wars flashbacks with Hayden and Ewan, both in their Clone Wars armor, and they can bring in Ariana Greenblatt. Again, I don't know if that is a good enough reason to make an Obi-Wan Kenobi Season 2, as I don't see where you can take it. It feels like it would just be made for the sake of it because it's a titular character, and they feel like it would draw people in. But a lot of people were burned with Obi-Wan Season 1 and were really disappointed in it, so I don't know if that trust is there anymore. And I think if they were to do the Clone Wars flashback, I think it would be best to do it similar to what they're doing with I think they're called the Marvel Spotlights. They're going to do one with Punisher next year, to do a long form Clone Wars episode but in live action with Ewan, Hayden and Ariana, and maybe bring in an actress to play Ventress, or you could do General Grievous, and so do a self-contained Clone Wars episode as a one-off. And I mean, Ewan McGregor has expressed interest in coming back as Kenobi, but a Kenobi Season 2, don't really know what else you could really do with that now, because there's Darth Maul, but that whole story arc got wrapped up in Rebels. I think the best thing for Disney to do right now is to do a massive time jump, go to a brand new era and start fresh with no connections to what came before, including the sequel trilogy, and to start over and to stop trying to change around what George Lucas created and to create their own stuff, because I think that way less likely to annoy people, but then they also still have to tell a good story, so hopefully they'd be able to do that. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below about a potential Obi-Wan Kenobi Season 2, and I'll see you in the next one.